Optical is a different world. People walk into Optical and they lose their mind. Let me tell you about it. I mean, I think we shouldn't call it an exam. I think people just get too nervous. We call it an exam. They come in and it's like, I got an exam. I got to pass. And you say, is one better or is two better? Like, well, one is fuzzy around the edges. Two is crisper, but I can read one better. They lose their minds. You ever try closing the doors of an Optical? You have people like they missed the mothership in the window. Can we get in? It's not normal. People will come into an Optical and say things they won't say anywhere else. They will walk in and say, I got these 2 years ago. They just don't work. I want a refund. I'm like, go to the car dealership and say, I bought this 85 Buick and now it ain't working no more. I want a refund. They walk into Optical and they lose their mind. It's not like any other place in the world. They'll come in the door and they'll have an old dirty lens cloth that they've been wiping their glasses with for the last 12 years. And you'll see this swirls on their lenses and they're like,
I don't know what happened. I used the cloth you gave me.
I'm like, do you have the same oil in your car from when you bought it? Do we have to tell people this stuff? And you'll have people, they'll come in and the dog obviously chewed their glasses up. There's no denying the tooth marks of a dog. There's no denying it. And they'll walk into an Optical and they'll be like,
I don't know what happened. They were just like this. You need to fix them.
it would be the same as driving your Buick into a tree and then going to the car dealership and say, you sold this to me like this. You said it was tree proof. People say, you sold me scratch proof lenses. That's like saying I sold you a tree proof car. Nobody in the world would imagine that there's a tree proof car. It might have a good crash rating. It might be durable. But there is no such thing as a tree proof car, and there are no such thing as scratch proof lenses. People lose their mind at Optical. It's amazing. They'll walk in, their lenses are all scratched up. And they're like, you sold them to me like this. Again, back to your Buick, you hit a tree. Do you go back to the dealership and say, look at the front of my Buick. You sold it to me like this. People lose their minds when they walk into Optical. It's not like any other place on the planet. People will walk into an Optical and suddenly it's like they're part of the Secret Service or the CIA. You ask them, what is your insurance card number?
Why do you need to know?
I need your provider ID number. Are you gonna sell it? Yeah. We got into Optical. We spent years in school so we could sell your insurance information on the black market. People lose their minds when they walk into Optical. It's not like any other place in the world. You just spent $80,000 on a bass boat that you use 5 times a year, and you think $300 for your glasses is too much? People lose their minds when they walk into an Optical. People will walk in and say,
I got these 3 years ago. They never really did work.
go back to McDonald's and go, I got this roll right here from the cheeseburger you sold me 3 years ago. What? People lose their minds when they walk into an Optical. It's like a different planet. It'll be 7 o'clock on your late night, and someone just starts wandering around looking at glasses. I like these. Think these might be good, but I don't know. And you're like, no worries. I've got a sleeping bag back here in the office. I don't ever want to leave. People lose their minds when they walk into an Optical. If it's 12 o'clock on church, everybody's gone. But closing time at your office? No, you don't have to be anywhere. Optical people don't have a life. And then people will walk in the door with sweatpants, with stains on them, and spend 3 hours picking out a frame. You obviously didn't spend more than 2 seconds thinking about what clothes you wore today, and now glasses are a life-altering decision. You've got to bring your cousins, you've got to call your boyfriend, you've got to have everybody but you're wearing stained sweatpants. People lose their mind when they walk into an optical. It's not normal. Why can't you just renew my 4-year-old prescription? I don't know. Why don't you call your family physician and ask him if he can update your heart medicine from 5 years ago without seeing you? People lose their minds when they walk into an optical.
I didn't buy these from you, and I probably will never buy anything from you, but will you adjust them, maintain them, and take care of them for free? Thanks.
I've only had this frame for 8 years, and these nose pad things have broke off. They've wore right out. Aren't you gonna replace them?
Does the dealership replace the tires on your car? People lose their minds when they walk into an optical. Does my son have to be there for the contact lens checkup, or can I just come by for him? What? People say things that they wouldn't say anywhere else. I have to bring my contacts to the contact lens checkup? Do you take your car to the oil change place for the oil change? I'm just wondering. People lose their minds when they walk into an optical. People say things like, these glasses ruined my eyes. I used to be able to see before I got these glasses. And now when I take them off, I can't see. I'm like, why did you get the glasses? Because you couldn't see? What? People lose their minds when they walk into an optical. The last time I got glasses here, they told me that I was not allowed to have a blue frame. They said I couldn't have one. I said I wanted a blue frame, and your optician said I can't have a blue frame. Mr. Smith, we need you to sign this HIPAA form right here. What are you going to do with it?
I'm probably not going to buy my glasses from you, but will you fit me, take all my custom measurements, and then write them all down for me, help me understand them so I can plug them in online?
People lose their minds. They would never go to the suit tailor and say to the suit tailor, I'm not going to buy a suit from you, but will you do all the little measurement thingies and then give me all the numbers so I can go buy one on a website? The suit tailor would be like,